What's up, you guys? Andre here with ZbWKwL Trades. I'm finally making the update on my stump grinder. For those of you guys that have been watching the channel for a while, you guys know how I bought this, and I'll get into the details. But this is the 6th video I made on this YouTube channel. I have now made over 280 videos. So yeah, I have been grinding some videos out this year, but man, this machine right here has changed my life, and I will explain all the details right now. When I bought this machine, I took some huge risks, and I'm talking huge, guys. I bought this machine with the credit card. A bunch of people were laughing at me saying, I'll never get out of debt. I'll never pay it off in a year. I'm crazy, all this and that. And I'm sure some believed me and stuff and said it was a good idea, but there was a lot of people doubting me. And honestly, I even doubted myself at some points as well, because man, that is a lot of debt to pay down within a year on top of all your other bills, personal and business, because man, they just never stop coming. But I took on this machine betting on myself, basically thinking that I can find enough work for it to keep me busy for a year and hopefully pay it off. And you know, if you think the craziness ends here, I bought this machine for 23,500 after tax. It ran me 24,700. It doesn't. I went full crazy, guys. I racked up almost $40,000 in credit card debt, buying other types of equipment as well. More attachment for the mini skid steer. I got forks, bucket, auger, brush cutter, and a grapple. The grapple and bucket I financed with the mini skid steer, but all of these were purchased after, and it ran me about $7,000. And it didn't stop there, guys. I just kept buying stuff. I mean, I was in crazy mode. I had all the motivation in the world. I just believed in myself, and I was like, man, I'm gonna make this work. And would I do it again? Honestly, probably not, because it was a lot of work to make this work. I mean, I'm talking grinding nonstop, your mind always working. Even if you're sleeping, you can't really get your proper sleep, because you're always trying to figure out how to pay off the debt before the interest rate kicks in. Because let me tell you, when that interest rate kicks in, I mean, you're done if you haven't paid it off by then, because the interest rate is crazy on credit cards. It's like 25 to 30%, which is no joke. So if you're betting on yourself with a credit card, you have to make it work. I had a plan in mind, because I was like, okay, if this machine is not going to make me money to pay it off within a year, I'm selling it. My business clearly doesn't need it. If it can't make me $25,000 a year, it has to go. This machine not only has made me money, it has opened up a ton of opportunities for me, because I have a mini skid steer already. So when I was doing like a little grading job and people had stumps, I could bring this boy out there and grind the stumps. Or if I was out there grinding some stumps for a customer, I could also sell like brush removal or like log removal, because I have a grapple and a dump trailer. So this machine just ended up working out really well for my business. If I was to just grind stumps for a year, I don't think I would have been able to pay this off. But because I was grinding stumps, doing a bunch of other stuff, just all the work ended up connecting to each other and just making me a whole lot of money. I'm broke right now. Trust me, I just paid over $5,000 in credit card debt to finish paying this thing off within a year. I had the money in the account, but I was just like, all right, let me make some more money, let me make some more money. And boom, I made more money, paid it off, I'm done. I don't owe the bank anything. This machine is fully mine now. A very important thing to also keep in mind whenever you're buying stuff with the bank's money, stop thinking that it's your machine. It's not, because you haven't paid it off yet. Once you pay it off, yes, it is your machine. You can do whatever you want with it. You can have it sit and you're good, you know. But when you owe money on this machine, a lot of people start thinking that, oh, I own a stump grinder, you know. Yeah, I owe the bank money on it, but it's all right if it's slow this month and it's just sitting. It's really not. You have to find work for it no matter what, because you have to pay it off. Once it's paid off, you can afford to have it sit for a month because you don't owe anything. But how I did the math, I had to pay over $2,000 per month to pay this thing off within a year, because it ended up being close to 20. It was actually over 25,000, because I ended up buying pockets, teeth. They're expensive, man. So it ended up running me a bit over 25,000 with all the attachments. Ended up being around 40,000. I'm not gonna list exactly what I bought, but my credit card was up there, because I went to check and one was like 18,000 something, one was 19,000 something, and then obviously I ended up paying both of them off completely, because how I bought this machine, I didn't have the cash. I ended up financing it on a credit card, because the bank didn't want to give me a loan. They're like, nah, we don't trust you because you have too many things out. And I do have a lot of things out on loan for my age. When I bought this machine, I was 21, I believe. Yeah, 21 years old. And I have a house. I had the mini skid steer already on finance. I have my wife's SUV under me as well. So I had a lot of stuff financed. So they didn't really want to loan me more money. But the credit card company was like, this dude's an idiot. We're going to bet on him, because they didn't think I could make it. but I made it happen. And I've done this multiple times with the credit cards, and I've made like probably around $5,000-6,000 in cash back, if not more, just from like bonuses from opening credit cards, not counting all the cash backs that they've given me. So if you play the system, you can play these banks like crazy. Obviously it won't work for everyone. Mostly everyone fails. That's why the credit cards end up making a ton of money and the banks are always loaded, because most people can't, you know, manage money, and they can't pay it back fast enough. When I was making money with this thing, $1,000 that day, guess where that money was going? Boom, into paying it off, not paying myself, because I wanted to get it paid off. So if you can do that, you will succeed. If you bet on yourself and you don't actually take action, you're gonna fail. So don't do that. It's not for everybody. And I was doubting myself multiple times during this process, because I was like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna come up with an extra $2,000 to pay off the credit card this month? And you know, God made it happen, man. He was blessing me with work. I haven't had much work for this thing in the last month, but that's all right, because it's paid off now. It's paid off, so I'm extremely happy. I don't have to stress like crazy anymore. I wouldn't do it again, and the reason I'm saying I probably wouldn't do it again right now is because I have a lot more responsibilities than I had a year ago, and now I have a whole child in this world. I have to spend a lot more time with him compared to just, you know, me being able to work 24/7. I can't do that anymore. I have to slow down. I got to spend more time with the family. So this would be a huge burden on me right now, but because it's paid off, guess what? Now if this thing sits, it's okay, because it's not costing me any money. But if that thing goes to work, now I can use that money and continue to grow my business. So it's a huge blessing to be able to have equipment paid off. I don't have everything paid off, as you guys know, but having this paid off right now is literally just changing my life, honestly, because that $2,000 a month is a killer if the machine is not working. If you're young, man, and you don't have a family, what are you doing if you're not betting on yourself? You know, obviously don't go crazy and bet everything on yourself, but bet something. You know, if you have a full-time job, I'm sure you don't work 7 days a week every week. And if you work nights, you can do this in the day. There's a lot of opportunity. But if you sleep all day or sleep all night, then, you know, obviously it's going to be a little bit hard to make a business work. But if you get out there and you hustle, you can move mountains, man. It's a lot of work. I'm not saying it's easy, but you can make it happen as long as you're out there grinding. And I'm not bragging, guys. I'm making this video because I told you guys I'll make a video on this back in the day. Man, this airplane is loud. Helicopter. It's like blowing my eardrums out. And here it is, guys. Almost a year later, I'm extremely happy I ended up betting on myself. And for those of you guys that haven't watched the channel and think all of this was sponsored by mommy and daddy, none of this was sponsored by mommy and daddy, baby. All me. It's my hustle. My parents still don't own their house, and it's just not for everybody. They didn't come to the US when, you know, they were young. It's hard to build something in the US if you come as an immigrant. By the time you learn English good, by the time you find a job, for us young guys that come here, man, and we're hungry, we can make stuff happen because we still have a lot of energy in us, you know. So, you know, as long as you thank God at the end of the day for all the blessings he has given you, and you continue to work hard and you don't prioritize just getting rich and stuff like that, you will make it. My priorities are not getting rich, guys. I don't want to grow this business to be $1 million company and to just make all this money, get multiple trucks, have people run. No, I want to have a business that can make me money for me to continue to run it, and then so I can take time off with my family, enjoy it once I can afford to. Right now, obviously this year was kind of rough. I couldn't afford to take many vacations because I was focusing on paying off debt. But once all this debt is paid off, I can take a week off, 2 weeks off, just go travel, go do this, because my overhead will be so low. Once you start getting employees and trucks, man, you can never stop working. And a lot of guys do that because they want to be rich. I don't care for being rich. I care for being comfortable and my family having food on the table. As long as I can do that, man, I won. I don't care about having $1 million or $2 million house or something crazy, man. If I'll get that one day, cool, you know. But I'm not going to get to that point by grinding and not spending time with my family. I'm going to spend time with my family. I'm going to take trips. I'm going to travel and enjoy life. But that's just me, man. I'm not the guy that wants to have a big company. And I know a lot of you guys are curious and, you know, when I'm going to grow, when am I going to hire full-time guys? Probably never. You know, if I can pay someone by the day when I have a big job, I'd rather do that. Or by the job, whatever, you know, compared to just having someone and always worry about feeding them. If my business blows up and I'll need to hire someone, okay, I will. But I'm not fighting to hire somebody because I like being comfortable. I like working by myself. I know I can do quality work, and hiring employees, you know, the quality goes down, and a lot of business owners know that, and a lot of business owners have experience going bankrupt because employees just keep breaking equipment and doing this and that, and it sucks because you as the boss have to pay for it. So I don't know, man. For me, I really enjoy being small. I don't want to get big, like I said. So if I can make money being small, that's what I'm gonna do. So far, my only regret with this machine is not having a shop to put it away. It's getting rained on, unfortunately. It's out in the weather. I can't afford a shop yet. I thought I could at some point, but then I had a slow month, so I couldn't anymore. So, you know, it's just chilling out in the weather, but one day I will have a shop. I'll be able to put it away. And same thing with my mini skid steer. I hate having them in the rain, but man, when you have bills, I mean, that's just what you got to do sometime. Yeah, I can throw a tarp on it here and there, but it's like, I'd rather not, because usually a bunch of mice end up living under that type of stuff because they like it. And when it's out in the weather, they're not just gonna come over here and chill in the wiring harness, because they're gonna get blown around by wind, they're gonna get rained on, and they don't like that. So you have to keep that in mind. If you want to protect your equipment from the weather and you don't have a shop, you might want to keep that in mind, because that might end up costing you more money. I know they can even get under trucks, man. So if you have a truck sitting parked like me, yeah, they're probably in there somehow under a wiring harness. I hope they're not, but they could be, because it happens to a lot of people. And I know a lot of you guys that have been watching the channel have been wondering, when is this dude gonna fix this truck? And honestly, guys, I don't have the time for it. And if I don't need it, I don't prioritize it. I did end up getting some parts, so one of these days I will make a video on fixing, and I hope it will fix it. But I didn't have the, you know, the drive to fix it. I don't need it. I need one truck because I'm a solo guy. Yeah, it's nice having a backup truck, but if it's costing me money to fix it and I don't need it, I'd rather keep it parked and focus on other stuff like this right here. This was more important. So instead of me putting a couple grand into that truck, I'd rather just keep it sitting, because it needs new tires, it needs a bunch of little things, and that stuff costs money, man. I wish I could just afford to pay a mechanic to fix everything, but I can't. Not at this moment. At some point I will in life, but right now, like I said, I just focused on whatever I need, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. If I can continue moving forward, that's what I'm gonna do. I'll include some clips of ketchup grinding for this year at the end of the video. I'm not gonna try to do too much. You can go back on my channel and see it work. But the reason this thing is called ketchup is because my wife came up with this name. So my yellow mini skid steer, she called it mustard, and then this one she called ketchup. She's like, so now you own ketchup and mustard. So to me, that was just really funny, because I didn't even think about it. It just kind of worked out that way. And the funny thing is, I don't even like ketchup. I like mustard, but not ketchup. But you know, I like this ketchup right here, because this is a money-making ketchup. But as always, I appreciate you guys staying tuned, watching the channel, liking the videos, and subscribing, because man, this YouTube channel is gonna change my life one day. It's already changing my life, man, and it's just been such a blessing. I'm so happy I started at the beginning of the year. I wish I would have started earlier, but guess what? I didn't have the confidence. It takes a lot of confidence to build up, to be able to record, to talk. Plus, it slows you down while working. It's a big investment to make these videos, but man, I enjoy it, so I'm extremely happy I did it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Oh yeah, good job. Getting loaded down. We got this stump cut down. It took a minute, man. It was the hardest pine stump we've ever cut. Like this just was not cutting. And it was all because of this. It's like knotted or something.